What's up? What's up? So I did a read, and for the first time, it was saying that it didn't record. No, there was no sound. So let's try this again. And I got my phone, my other phone, so I can play music. I want y'all to hear. I hadn't played music on this phone in forever. I want y'all to hear the first song that I want to play. Didn't I tell y'all in the last read? Yo, whoever is on you, they are on you. They think you sexy as fuck. They want you bad. Motherfucker saying, I want to lick it from your head to your toes, and I want to move from the bed down to the floor. Like, no, what's your fancy to see? They ready to, yo. But the thing is, they ain't ready to give you no commitment. That's all they want to do is lick you from your head to your toes. And if you a Venus, Pisces, a Pisces Venus like me, shit, you value the cuddles and the, you know, phone calls throughout the day saying you're beautiful. Oh, you looked amazing today. You value that more than the sexual part. Like, now don't get me wrong. We like the other part too. But we like more. We want more than just a smash and dash. But then you got some people that are, cool with it, you know, wham bam, thank you ma'am. But if you're a spiritual person, you want something that's more substance too. You know what I'm saying? Even though it may be just this one person you have this type of relationship with, you don't know what they do at other places. So you might be, mixing your energy with this person, but you don't know who else they mixing their energy with and bringing that energy back to you. You know what I'm saying? So at the very least, you can get a commitment. That way you can charge that motherfucker up like a battery if they play you or try to play you. And then on top of that, you give your ancestors more room to wax that ass if they do fuck with you in that type of way, lie to you. But if you happy-go-lucky with on some third-party shit, you ain't giving your ancestors no room to do anything because you ain't requiring. You know what I'm saying? But anyway, they oh yeah, they want you bad. I want you bad as a heartbeat. Action colliding with emotion that came out yesterday. Bad as the air I breathe. But you purging those type of relationships. But they want you bad, okay? Real bad. But the thing is, you want to go together real bad, not just want a motherfucker real bad. You want somebody that want to go with you real bad. You know what I'm saying? Because you want to fully express yourself. You want to fully express your love. Like this person, they hung off what they've gotten. You got so much more to give. But you're not finna give all that with no commitment. And this person want a third party. No. Want a third party they energy around. Nah, we ain't about that life. So we're going to switch up. I've been kind of liking the shorter reads with the, well, not really shorter, but just 3 of the hand cards and other clarifiers. He said, I just want to go to work and get a bag all day. And that's what the reading's been telling us too. The emptiness won't last always. I just want to go to work and get a bag all day. Okay, the emptiness won't last always. With the purging, like, it's bittersweet releasing this person, letting them go, but Spirit wants you to know that emptiness won't last always. You know? So, stand your ground. It could tell you to, you know, set your boundaries, set your standards. Let it be known. So we got the tea leaf cards out here for clarifiers. We got the tea leaves. We got the oracle. And let's get, if we want to ask the ancestors anything, we got the tarot deck for our ancestors. And then we just have another regular tarot deck. Emptiness won't last always. I just go to work and get a bag all day. Count hundreds when I see their face. All right, let's get into it. And this doesn't all necessarily just have to be in regards to romance. It could be work. You just, switch the dynamics, of course. I like to feel my decks a little bit thicker when I shuffle them. So grab a few more. Make our customized deck for this read. Back all day. Got hundreds when I see their face. Got hundreds when I see their face. Excuse me, y'all. I just go to work and get a bag all day. Got hundreds when I see their face. Got hundreds when I see their face. All right, bottom of the deck. Damn. Spirit says these people act like they got it all together, like they have all kind of confidence and stuff. Like, they really want you, but look at this in and out energy. They ain't really about that life. They ain't really about that commitment life. Playing games, release persons. If this person is playing games, you need to release them. You need to connect to the realms of light and prepare for a heroic healing moment. Let's see what song playing right now. I'm sitting in my room, thinking back on you. Memory pass. My head against your face. This song is called Back to You. This is how you love them. You want to go back to them, but you can't. You got to purge. You got to release this person. You know what I'm saying? And Spirit wants you to know that considered departure, which is what this is, you purging. Considered departure is a sign of intelligence in response to insurmountable odds. It's going to be inevitable that the cycle of healing heartbreak You're going to be constantly on that cycle with someone that has a mask on, pretending. You've had you've given too many chances already. You know what I'm saying? You need to know thyself. It says maturity and know thyself at the bottom. You know what you need. You know what you want. And maturity is, you know, knowing what that is, and if you're not receiving it, walking away. And I feel like that's going to open you up for the love of your life to come in. Because in the words of Glorilla, at the end of the day gonna end. And that relationship, you know, that type of relationship, it has to end. At the end of the day gonna end. And it's at the end of the day for that type of connection. You need something of substance, something deeper than that. Hell, even if you yeah. Wow. It says let go so you may be restored. Liberation. You will be liberated. You can let go. So do things that, you know, make you laugh, you know, in this time to help you overcome the hurt, the pain. Every time you laugh, you break curses. Wow. Next card. Allow the connection to fizzle out. Just hold your boundaries. Because right now you're in love with potential. Look, here you go, that card again. Now your action is colliding with emotion. Your emotions want you to stay. Your emotions want you to go back to them. You know? But Spirit says that part of you of playing small, that part of you has been deteriorated and atrophied. Okay? It's time for you to let that dead weight fall off. And just take it one step at a time. Didn't I tell you when we make these, you know, customized decks for the read, like every card applies to the read? And look, since their life is falling apart, now that they have released you or didn't do what they're supposed to do and you walking away and you release them, let's correct that, you release them. They don't have your energy, like I said before in other reads. Your love come with a divine covering and protection. Your love comes with abundance. People can be around you, be in your energy, and use your energy for and start, and their life will just start blossoming, getting opportunities. You know what I'm saying? And you just, like, there's people that know how to use other people's energy. You need to know thyself so you can learn how to use your energy. And I feel like that's what you're doing in solitude, like the last reading spoke about. You're in solitude, and it says study. You're studying your energy. Okay? So let's get into the read. First card. Your peace is no longer negotiable. You're not negotiating with somebody in no third party or whatever. No, because that's not going to bring you peace. Your peace is non-negotiable at this point. You know what I'm saying? So I'm trying to decide if I want to go through all the cards first and then start clarifying. But we have pen here, new job and career. So remember, taking an objective approach to romance and a passionate approach to your career. You got new ideas, new things, you know. This could be, like I said, a new job, or you building your a business. But you're ready. Spirit says you need to focus on that. We have Fox coming out here. It says shrewdness and resourcefulness, especially in business. Okay? New job, career. Spirit says it's time for you to just focus on your career. You know? And so since love ain't giving you what you need right now, just focus on the money. Let's focus on the money. Next card that flew out is key. It says successful outcome to your problems. If you continue to keep yourself and your standards high, then you'll be successful in your career, because you have your, now you can keep your energy and channel that into your business and get that same abundance that you were giving other people by allowing them to be in your energy. You know? Let's get, it says the realist oracle. Let's get a card from the realist oracle. And then we'll clarify with some tarot. So we'll do it this way first and see what's up. Deep knowing. Coming out in the same space that it came out yesterday. You have a deep knowing about this, okay? You've been going through a major transformation because she has a little butterfly on this card. You've been going through a major transformation. You know, she got her bag. She got her shit together. She on the train. She handling business. You know what I'm saying? Taking care of things, running errands. This is what you may need, some things you may need to do in regards to your business. But she, along the way, she sees, you know, signs of spirit guiding her. You know, she's out and about on the train. How you see a butterfly? But know that your spirit guides are sending you signs and synchronicities. And you don't need to be in that constant cycle of healing heartbreak, because that's a distraction to keep you from seeing the guidance and the signs. And you've been ignoring them long enough. That's the reason why you still, you know, you may still be dealing with a certain situation. But, you know, you're purging, you're releasing that. Let's get the tarot. All right. Can you tell us more about this? Your peace is no longer negotiable. We'll get more clarity on that. Okay, we got the Ten of Swords in reverse. And then we see the card, their life is falling apart. You know, Ten of Swords is that card of betrayal, rock bottom, pain, loss, endings. And that's what you're experiencing right now. Because again, your peace is no longer negotiable. Ten of Swords in reverse, and then we have 17 here, the Star card in reverse. Okay. Lack of faith, despair, discouragement, darkness. I feel like this is what your person is experiencing. But also this is what they cause you to experience by not choosing you. But again, you got to take accountability. You allowed yourself to be in that situation. So you put yourself in a position to be betrayed, you know, for them to make you hit rock bottom. And I feel like you have hit rock bottom dealing with this relationship, maybe multiple times, because you're trying to prove yourself to someone that can't see you and can't appreciate you. You have a deep knowing that they're not on your level spiritually, and they're not going to be able to give you what you need. You have a deep knowing that you can't really trust them the way you need, like you would need to, with the type of love you need, because of how they have a third party going on, even with you. So it's like no matter what, even if they were to leave that third party alone and be with you solely, it's like, would you really be comfortable and be able to trust this person? Probably not, because of the type of relationship you guys have had while they've been in a relationship, you know. But they are here with this Ten of Swords energy. They're in this energy of despair. But you're focusing on recovery and healing. And look at that, the Empress in reverse. They see you as the Empress. They see you as a star. But they neglected you. And they have lack of growth. They're stagnant in their ways. They're spiritually, they need more growth. You know. But if you release the situation, allow the way the relationship is now, the third party situation, allow that to fizzle out and to demote this relationship to just a platonic thing, no physical intimacy, then you will be abundant. And then we got the King of Swords in the reverse. Exactly. These people are, emotionally unavailable, and you're looking for something that has a firm foundation. Dealing with someone in a third party, that's not a firm foundation. And this is what you need. You love too hard to have anything less than that. And these are deep generational curses that you're breaking by setting these boundaries. You don't know how much strength and determination and power it takes for you to set these boundaries. For you to, again, like I said, a considered departure. It takes an immense amount of strength to be able to walk away from something like in that type of way. It's not like you were blatantly being abused, or it's not like this person is cussing you out. They're like the most loving person, the sweetest person. They give you nice practical gifts. That means they're kind of paying attention, listening to you, but they're just not, you only have a piece of them. And so there's 2 cards in the upright, but here's 5 of coins in the upright. This is the card of abandonment, being left out in the cold, and you're always going to be in this energy dealing with this person. Remember, your peace is no longer negotiable, and so you're not putting yourself in those type of positions. So we're just focusing on business right now. Bottom of the deck is Justice card in reverse. These people feel like, no, it ain't justice for me. They're not feeling the justice, of course, because you're not performing that old role that they're used to you performing for them, bending over backwards. Bottom of the deck, soulmate. Like, you want a soulmate connection, a true love connection. That's what you need in order to grow. Let's see if your ancestors want to say anything on this with our ancestor tarot deck. So you're in the energy of recovery, of hope. You're reaching out for help from your ancestors. You are accepting accepting what's right in front of you. You know what I'm saying? Instead of having on those rose-colored glasses, you've taken those off. So look at that in the upright, 4 of Knives. You're in the energy of meditating. Again, in isolation, you're studying yourself, knowing thyself. And you're ready to fight for yourself. With the Ace of Wands, she got a sword drawn. Like they say, don't pull it out unless you're ready to use it. And you're ready to defend and fight for what you want. You're fighting for the love that you want and deserve. Look at that, the Devil card. You ready to fight, right? You ready to fight that motherfucking devil. Addiction, toxicity, abuse, obsession. I'm tired of it. Make it complicated. You don't want no complicated love, real love. But it's really out of my control. What I do is not your problem. Not no more. I really want to grow it, It's 555. What time is it? The song is going off. And we just got the 9 of baskets here, which is wish fulfillment.
Am I right? The last two.
And you will be able to experience wish fulfillment if you stand your ground, stand on business in regards to knowing thyself and making sure whatever you choose to be in your energy is in alignment. Okay, we got the 5 of Wands here coming out in the upright. You're not trying to deal with anyone that's going to have you in competition, you know. And this is coming out on top of that Daughter of Swords and the Devil card. It's like, nah, I'm fighting this toxicity. I want wish fulfillment, and this is not in alignment with that. And then look at that, 6 of Knives in the upright, moving on to calmer waters. If you can't give me the peace and the security that I need, I am moving on to calmer waters. Look at that. Lover's card in reverse. This ain't it. It's in reverse. Third party. Okay. Song playing right now is changes. I've lost the best friend that I ever had. Wow. She was my woman. I love her so. But it's too late now. I let her go. They didn't let you walk out their life because they didn't want to change. I'm going through changes. You got this person going through changes. You're a catalyst to their spiritual growth and their spiritual journey. This is a karmic situation that this person just had to go through and to learn so that they can learn and can grow. Look at this. Next card we're going to be clarifying. This is the moment your ancestors have been waiting for. They've been waiting for you to get to this moment, to this space, so they can give you the key. They couldn't give you the key while you were letting people walk all over you and put footprints on your back. You know what I'm saying? Allowing people to have access to you so that you can hit rock bottom. Putting yourself in positions where you can be betrayed because you didn't make the right decision in dealing with this person. You should have never even opened yourself up. But everything has a reason. You have to go through this. Perhaps, maybe spirit sent you into their life to be real and raw with them, so they can understand that they can't just do that to anybody as well. I heard someone say that too. Spirit had to send a chosen to their life so they can understand, like, yeah, if you're dealing with somebody else that's on some bullshit, you're not going to get karma from that. But when you do a chosen person wrong, you know, then you're going to receive karma from that. But of course, you're going to feel that pain too because you didn't make the right decision in that. But of course, everything has a purpose, you know. You both are going through changes. Remember I told you when I had picked up the phone, it was 555. You both going through changes. And it hurts so bad. He literally just said that. There's got to be a change in my life. Shit got to change. You can't allow this situation to stagnate you. So let's get our tea leaves. Let's see what comes out here for it. This is the moment that your ancestors have been waiting for. So we have vulture. Depression, anxiety, worry that someone is against you. Yeah, You needed to see that you had vultures around you. You also had to go through this so that you can see the different type of people. You know what I'm saying? You've never dealt with a fuckboy on this level. You've dealt with blatant, overt fuckboys. This situation is completely different. This is a covert fuckboy. So you had to go through this as well, because this is preparing you for the type of people that you may be that are out there. You have to go through this so your discernment can know how to call them out, but also your discernment, and you will have the tools to be able to release it. Okay. Going through changes. So we have V here. It says victory in some endeavor. You are able to see again. See when someone is against you. This depression and anxiety that's here. You know how to, you already know what to expect for that. You had, like I said, you hit rock bottom dealing with this person. Your heart was broken many a times because you would ask for things, want things, and it just wasn't given to you. But this is just something that you had to go through so that you can learn, so that both of you can learn. Look at this. Oh, it says ring. A marriage will take place. Either romantic or business. I feel like it may, or both. I feel like it can be both, because we did see love of your life, but that could be your business as well. You're going to be focusing your energy in your business, and you're going to have victory. Remember, you have the V, victory in some endeavor. What we have on the bottom of the deck, it says bold here, plenty of material things. Okay, so you're going to be successful in business. You need to focus on that and get your bag. Because Spirit says it's here. This is the moment we've been waiting for. You finally got it. Now let's let the blessings fall down. Rain on you. Rain down on me. Let your love just fall. Rain, just rain. Indulge. Spirit said it's time for you to indulge. You've passed the test. Victory in some endeavor, okay? Depression and anxiety, you have overcome that. You've been through it. You allowed yourself to sit in it. You allowed yourself to meditate on it, bring that God consciousness to it, and you allowed it to allow you to walk away and to abandon that situation. Someone that is emotionally unavailable, like, nah. Someone this person abused their power with this King of Swords here in reverse. They abused their power. They would manipulate. They were a manipulator. Coldness, lack of empathy. They weren't able to meet you where you needed in regards to emotional things. You may have, poured into this person. You may have been suicidal, you know what I mean, at one point, because of things you were going through, maybe with family. And this person, of course, they may have provided a space for you to get away, but they couldn't talk to you emotionally and love on you the way you needed. They may have ADHD, or they may have a tinge of autism. No matter what it is, it's not going to work for you. And you just need to they need to just be in a friendship space, if that's the case. Bottom of the deck, we got the Magician in the upright. You're manifesting what you want. This is confidence as well. You are knowing thyself, knowing what you deserve, and you are ready to confidently seek for it. Go get it. you are ready to confidently, and I feel like you're magnetizing that it to you. Now that you have learned the lesson again, this is clarify the moment your ancestors have been waiting for. Now you're in the position to where you can magnetize the things that you want to you, the hearts of desire, the desires of your hearts, the hearts of your desire, the desires of your hearts. You are magnetizing those, magnetizing it to you, and you're being guided. So trust your intuition. Remember, we had the deep knowing card. Trust your intuition. All right, so the tarot cards that we have out here, all in reverse. Okay, we got the Four of Swords in reverse, the Four Major Arcana card, which is the Emperor in reverse, and we have the Fool card in reverse. Okay, this is the moment your ancestors have been waiting for. They had to put you in a situation. The Four of Swords in reverse: burnout, restlessness, lack of introspection, feeling trapped, ignoring the warning signs. This is what this person had to draw out of you. You know what I'm saying? With the Four Major Arcana Emperor card in reverse: control, rigidity, abuse of power. There we go again with the abuse of power again. We got that with the King of Swords in reverse. This person abused the power that you gave them over you. You handed your power over. And that's what you want to do when it comes to love. You know what I'm saying? You want to be able to be vulnerable. And you did exactly that to see what they were going to do with it. And they abused that power. They were cold. They had lack of empathy. And they were manipulative with that energy. And that's why you have to move on to calmer water. That's why you had to walk away and abandon them. And we got the, I just shuffle these cards and then the Magician card come right back out in the upright. But last card I was about to discuss was the Fool card in reverse as well. Reckless, foolishness, carelessness, naivete. They exhibited all of those when it came to you. They were reckless with your love, reckless with your heart. They were foolish with the way they handled a chosen one. They weren't able to see you. They weren't able to see you and feel they couldn't, relate to the level of royalty that is just naturally you. And so you have to take back your power. As you see, the Magician got all of the elements, the pentacle, the wand, the sword, all of that. You have to go into your tool bag, and create alchemy out of the rock bottom energy that you felt from this person and pull yourself up. These two cards fell out. I'm not going to put them in the read, but we are going to discuss them. Six of Wands in reverse. That no victory. This person ain't feeling victory no more. They were on top of the world when they had you, chasing them and begging them to do right. Look, it says lost confidence, self-doubt. Now they're full of all of that because you made them feel on top of the world. They were able to have an empress chase after them. They got too big-headed. Lack of recognition. They didn't want to recognize you. But now that you've pulled your energy back, now they want to recognize all of the things that you've been saying and asking for and doing. They want to do that. But per the last read, what was the question? When did they stop? When did the support start happening? You know what I'm saying? It wasn't when you were crying for them to do it. It was once you walked away. It ain't real. These frauds are believing their own hype. So know that they're going to sound very convincing. But you got to see the bigger picture. Remember, that came out in the last read as well. You need to see the bigger picture. Next card here is the Seven of Cups in reverse. Confusion. That's what they brought you a whole bunch of confusion, but they're also in confusion right now. because they don't understand why it ain't working no more. Because you've been at this point of walking away, but you also walked your ass right back into the bullshit. He's like, oh, you talking big game, woo, 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 woo. First time you get a chance to be around him, you folded like a damn poker game. And remember, in the last read, poker face came out. This person had their poker face on. Fraud. Bluffing. You know what I'm saying? So they're going to be doing all of the things to make you feel like they changed, but they ain't really changed. We got the King of Cups in the upright here. You have mastered your emotions. This is emotional maturity, compassion, calmness. You're calm in this because you've been through the ringer with this person. And again, that's what your ancestors, you needed to experience all of that hurt, betrayal. You know, you needed to get to the point where you were burnt out and restless. You know what I'm saying? And they needed to deal with you from that space to show you that how strong you really are. Okay? And this helped you to balance your emotions. Dealing with people that are reckless and that want to abuse their power. Spirit says continue, just be yourself. But watch. See what people do with the power that you give them. And that's exactly what you did. You know, it was painful, but it was necessary. And that's what transition is. Painful but necessary. And now you know how to protect yourself with the King of Wands here, baby. This is about protecting your kingdom at all costs. You know what I'm saying? Like you're not playing no games. Your peace is no longer negotiable. You were willing to negotiate that shit before, but not no more. And this is the moment your ancestors have been waiting for. Okay? Leadership. This card, King of Wands, is about leadership, vision, entrepreneurship. Then they say you're going to have, it says a marriage will take place either romantic or business. You may find you a business partner. You may transition this relationship with this person from an intimate one to one of business. You know, maybe that's what it was supposed to be the whole time, but you didn't get the memo. I feel like you got the memo, you just ignored it. And I feel like most people, people don't understand when you're attracted to someone, it's not necessarily because it needs to be a romantic thing. They may be sent into your life to help you heal. You know, for you, there's something in them that you need to, a skill or something that they have that you need to develop. And Spirit is sending them into your life so that they can help coach you through that. Not for y'all to get into a relationship. And this still could be a soulmate energy. You know what I'm saying? There's friends that are soulmates. A dog can be your soulmate. Now your life partner is totally different. I don't think this person is supposed to be your life partner. Obviously it's not, because you're not equally yoked on the spiritual tip. But we got the Queen of Cups in reverse here. Like they broke your heart. You know, had you in emotional instability, had you going through mood swings because they giving you mixed signals. One moment when they're ready to get what they want from you, they're the most loving person. But once you're out of sight, you're out of mind. And then you just feel all of the coldness and feel alone and all of the things. And then that makes you become hypersensitive, and now you feeling like you're going crazy. Like you may be too clingy or whatever, but nah, you are just acting the way you're supposed to act when you're in love with someone. Period. You were just simply in love with them and wanted more, but they had too many, logs in the fire, if that's the right way to describe that. So we definitely have to go to the tarot deck, the Ancestor Tarot deck. This is what I've calibrated these cards to be. So there's no way we cannot pull from these on this. Judgment. In reverse. The Mother of Knives in reverse. And then the High Priestess in reverse. This person knows. You know what I'm saying? That you're for real this time. You're serious this time. That you're emotionally unavailable for this relationship, and you're not about. The High Priestess can also be that mistress card. They like, no, they see that you're not about to be that, and you're not about to be that. Like, you ready to dive deep, okay? They're in the water, deep diving, deep knowing, water emotions. You're not afraid to face your emotions, but this person is. Your person is. They don't want to open up that wound. But again, what you seeing the bigger picture, you understand that their child, that their inner child is wounded. And again, you guys could have, I feel like you could have had a great relationship. Look at this with the Ace of Baskets. There's a lot of love between the both of y'all. Y'all could have made it. Maybe you were supposed to be in a relationship, but they didn't hold up their end of the bargain. You know? So they had to be demoted. That contract had to be canceled because they weren't doing what they needed to do. But again, this deep dive, you give unconditional love, but it wasn't being returned to you in the way that you needed it to be returned. So we have the Eight of Wands here. And so there may be messages coming in from this person again, but remember, they have a lot of work to go through. They're just going off of their limited understanding of their emotions. There's a lot more work they need to do in regards to getting in tune with their divine feminine side, if they're a male, or even if if it's a woman, they may not be in tune with their divine feminine energy because of how society has forced women to neglect the feminine energy, because it's shunned in religion, it's shunned in business, it's shunned in society. Women barely, they had to fight for their right to vote. You know what I'm saying? And so, bottom of the deck is the Moon card. Okay. Your ancestor says the veil has been lifted and you are seeing correctly. You are doing the right thing and you are on the right path. You are being flexible and being able to adapt to the changes, because you know the moon goes through different phases and you are gracefully going through the different phases. And your ancestors are very, very proud of you. Okay, with the Four of Baskets right here too. Let me show you. You're able to face the mirror. Before, you were maybe a little ashamed because you were betraying yourself. So you didn't allow yourself to truly see yourself. Because if you allowed yourself to truly see the Empress energy that you are, you wouldn't have accepted that. But now you are embodying that Empress energy instead of just knowing that is, knowing you have it and being aware of it. Now you're embodying it. You know, underneath that I saw the Two of Coins in the upright. You know, it's like you got a lot of things that you're juggling right now, but you're doing it with grace. Again, you're going through the different phases of life with grace. You're able to juggle, you know, getting your business off the ground, healing heartbreak, purging, all of this simultaneously. This is the moment the ancestors have been waiting for. You did the deep dive. You faced your shadow, you know. And that takes a lot of courage, a lot of strength. Like, you don't even understand. Like, I can't even think of the right words to drive that home in the way that I want to. But let's get into the next card. We have wounded soul has gained regenerative power. Your soul was wounded dealing with this person, but you have gained your regenerative power. You've taken your power back, and it's so beautiful. So beautiful. Let's get the tea leaf cards. Let's get 3 of these. Okay, go one that flipped over. We have Bell. Look at that announcement. What was the last card that came out? The 8 of Wands, right? What is the 8 of Wands? That means there's a message coming in or whatever. So I feel like there's a blessing that you're about to have, and you're about to be able to make an announcement. Ooh. Okay. Maybe you're going to be announcing a marriage, a new business venture. Again, you're going to be, it says victory in some endeavor. A marriage will take place, either romantic or in business. Okay. Got a lot of cards that came out. I'm not going to take them all, but I will acknowledge them. We have Ham Hock taking a vacation physically or mentally. So you're going to be able to take a vacation. Maybe that's the announcement that you're going to be making. Maybe that's what's going to help you to gain this regenerative power. Wherever you go take a vacation, you need to make sure you're out in the sun. We got the sun card, happiness and well-being. Okay, we have teapot here, deep friendship with someone of the same sex. So you may be meeting new friends. That's going to help to regenerate this power. People that you can confide in, talk to. You guys can, if you want to say commiserate, but share stories and how you can share with them how you're growing. They can share with you how they've grown. There's been conversations I've had with people that I just felt like I needed, and they be like, "Oh, you preaching the word. I needed to hear that," and things like of that sort. We have not. So we have unsuccessful plans here. And so you're not engaging in any of that. We have tower, solid foundation, and success with effort. Okay, so you're overcoming that energy of feeling like you won't be successful. Because again, that's that wounded soul performing the old role. Your Spirit says don't allow yourself to think anything other than your heart's desire. However you want the outcome to be, only allow yourself to think in that way. We have candle here. You will be shown the way. And say this is the moment your ancestors have been waiting for. 8 of Wands, messages coming in. Spirit says you will be shown the way. Okay, now that you've created this solid foundation with the tower here, success with effort, and you have been putting in the work, Spirit says now we can show you the way. It says chair filled. Someone new is entering your life. Okay, you've cleared out that chair from this previous person, but it says wounded soul has gained regenerative power. You're gonna find someone worthy to fill that chair, and that may be the announcement that you're gonna be making soon. Maybe when you go on vacation, maybe this person is gonna want to come in and take you on vacation. You know what I'm saying? Tankard, bottom of the deck. Celebration, fun, enjoyment. Okay, this is a time of celebrating. Remember, the indulge card came out to clarify the moment your ancestors have been waiting for. They're ready to bless you immensely, and it's time for you to indulge in the finer things in life. Like I said, it says plenty of material things, like remember in the first set of clarifiers. We had new job, career, successful outcome to your problems. Like, so any love blockages removed, any financial blockages are being removed. You know what I'm saying? Boss up. Okay, this came out in the reading yesterday as well. I just remember we still got 2 more cards to pull from the teacups. You're bossing up. And then we have seek guidance. This has come out a lot as well. And then underneath that is all is fair. That's another justice card in the upright. And so I feel like you are receiving justice. You sought guidance from your ancestors, your higher self, your spirit guides, and they're bringing in justice for you because you were bold enough to go into the valley of the shadow of death boldly. You didn't allow your fear to keep you from being vulnerable, even though you've been hurt multiple times. But you made the decision to trust love. It's not your fault that you had someone that was a wolf in sheep clothing, that was a vulture, that was, draining you. It's not your fault. But look at that. We have dolphin. We all know that dolphins about playful energy, having fun. They're very intelligent. So I love this dolphin energy. I got some dolphins on my table here just for that reason. Because of the intelligence. They're very deep spiritual meaning and powers. I got primordial mother energy here with this turtle shell that I found at the park. It's a little creepy. I can, but still, it was there. So I'm making use of it. But the dolphin card says financial gain. What have we been talking about here? What have we been talking about? Okay? Financial gain. It says usually coming from something you did in the past. You laid the foundation. You put in the work. And now you're about to be rewarded. The moment the ancestors have been waiting for. Okay? Next, bottom of the deck. Look. An emotionally secure, loving family is important to you. An emotionally secure, loving family is what's important to you. That's the reason why you couldn't continue to build with that person, because they didn't give you that emotional support. And maybe they just weren't able to. And you're not going to, beat them up for that. It's just you have to understand what you need, And you want someone that's going to be there emotionally, financially, mentally, spiritually, all the things. You need a spiritual love. And I was just looking at my little rainbow here. I was wondering if I was going to put it over there. You can kind of, if you can remember, you just go back into the video. You'll see me looking over there. I'm like, can that fit? Is there somewhere I could put? I was literally thinking about putting a rainbow over there. But rainbow has come out here. Okay. Let's see what it says. The most difficult part of a situation is over. Pot of gold at the end of the rainbow. Financial abundance, financial gain, usually coming from something you did in the past. And what you did in the past was overcome a very difficult situation. The most difficult part of a situation is over. We did it, Joe. We did it, Joe. In the words of Kamala, we did it, Joe. Stop playing with me. Look at what's at the bottom of the deck. The eagle. You know what it says? Can you read that? Triumph over obstacles and troubles. That's what it says. We did it, Joe. We did it, Joe. Underneath that was mountain. It says major challenge to overcome. We did it. It made a mountain. Didn't I tell you you don't understand how much strength it takes for you to walk away from something that isn't just blatant, but you just have to trust your intuition. This you have to go through this so you can learn to trust your intuition as well. Because there are many flags and many times that you didn't trust your intuition. You didn't walk away because you was like, well, they didn't do nothing just crazy bad. I don't want to walk away from them and punish them when they're trying their best. But this just lets you know the different dynamics of situations that you can go through. But the amount of hurt and pain is going to be the same as someone that does it overtly. It's going to be the same as someone that does it covertly. It's the pain that you feel is going to be the same as someone that does it intentionally. And the pain is going to be the same from somebody that does it unintentionally. But I feel at the same time, these people, some of them, I feel like they know what the fuck they're doing. But they can just hide it. The good guy fuck boy. They just are really good at hiding it. So we got the song now. The music has stopped, but it's Say It. I think it's the Neo song. So again, a new person coming into your life. Remember we saw that? This is a really sexy song, okay? And so I feel like your ancestors are just saying, just say it. Whatever you want. Speak life into it. That has come out in a lot of previous reads too. You know, solid forms comes from, it's just frozen sound. Whatever that is solid now, it's just frozen sound. So it's basically you speak it and it manifests. So, and this song is called Say It. You need to speak what it is that you want. You're now in this time where, you got a spiritual turbocharge. You have, kept your energy for yourself instead of casting your pearls among swine. And now you can benefit from those pearls. You can store it up and buy whatever get whatever you want. Tell me what you want me to do to you. Just say it. Say it. Say it. Tell me what you want me from me. Boy, won't you say it, say it, say it. Spirit said, just say it. Tell me what you want me to do for you. Just say it at this point. This is the moment your ancestors been waiting for. Write it down. Speak it aloud. What you want, baby? What do you want? You can have whatever you fucking want. Because you done did what you done did? You done bossed the fuck up and stepped into that Empress energy that you was supposed to be in, that you've always had within you, but now you're embodying that shit. This is the moment we've been waiting the fuck for, okay? So got 3 of Wands in reverse. First thing I saw on that card was failed partnerships. We got the Temptation here card, the Devil coming out again. Temptation, addiction, materialism, bondage. You bossed up on that. You bossed up on temptation. You bossed up on the addiction. You were addicted to that person. Why else would you keep overlooking red flags and warnings? Okay? But you bossed up on that, and these people see that lack of progress. They've been, pulling out the Knight of Wands. Knight of Swords. You see this? Devil in the upright, temptation, addiction. But what's the very next motherfucking card? Fuck that shit. Fuck you say? No, you fighting that shit. You ain't playing no games. I'm not playing no games. It says ambition, determination, action. When we say action was colliding with emotions, your actions saying, oh nah, we're not finna go off emotions. We about to think logically, sword energy about this shit. And we about to be decisive and assertive against this temptation, addiction, materialism, bondage. We about to boss up on this shit, because this is not, we're not pages in this piece. We're not playing these games. We're not no little kid. Watch how you handle me, bro. That's what you're telling people. Watch how you handle me. They didn't handle you right. So we got the Four of Pentacles in reverse. Financial insecurity, greed. This is what this person may be experiencing. Like I said, it's in reverse. So you may see and begin to notice this from, your person. You may start seeing them fall off. But again, that's just part of their spiritual journey. It's not nothing that you're wishing on them. It's just that you've pulled back your energy and they can't abuse your energy any longer. This is maybe karma for them abusing their power. Because there were signs they're not completely oblivious to this. They know what type of, the kind of game they were playing. Both of you guys did. And you've been at rock bottom dealing with the situation way more than this person has. So there's heartbreak, there's grief, loss. But, you've done the healing work with the Three of Swords here. You've done the healing work. And look at this. We got the Five of Wands in reverse. This person, they're trying to avoid dealing with it. Because it says avoiding conflict, lack of growth, lack of energy, missed opportunities, lost battles. Like they're not getting the picture. And then look at that, 10 of Cups in reverse. Disharmony, broken relationships, disconnection. And this is what this person is feeling, because that's just what it is. Because again, you got a new person coming in. Remember, the most difficult part of a situation is over for you. You in this dolphin energy, light, airy, financial gain, usually coming from something in the past, and what you did in the past is overcome a really difficult part of a situation. You can scream. It says announcement. You can scream this. You can ring with the bell card. You can ring the bell. Shoot, you listen to this song. This is giving like party vibes. Get on up of that thing. Get on off of that thing. And dance. Get on up and get. You're about to get freaky. We're about to get freaky. Yeah. Get on up and get freaky. I don't know what it is, but you ready to party? You ready to have a good time? Dance, you ready? This person see you happy. They see you ready for the smoke. They see that you are resisting temptation. Come on and clap your hands. Raw Soul Express. Get on up and get freaky is the song. Get on up and get freaky. Get on up and get freaky. You about to do that, but not with them. Maybe. With the right, but remember we saw the chair field. I mean, if this person... Mother of Wands, baby. That's the energy of sexiness, alluring. Okay? Beautiful, sensual. This is the energy that you carry naturally. A person abused that and broke you down, but now you've got a wounded soul has regained its regenerative power. Right? Wounded soul has gained its regenerative power. That's the announcement that your ancestors, you have regained your regenerative power. And that's the reason why you're receiving this financial gain. And why the most difficult part is the word of a situation is over. Because you found your confidence. You found your voice again. You got fed up. And she's a warrior as well. Remember the King of Wands, ready to protect his kingdom at all costs. She's a warrior as well. The Queen of Wands. Okay, this wasn't a easy win. You went through a lot. What we say here with the cards that clarifying this energy. Lack of progress, failed partnerships, setbacks, temptation, addiction. Where's the other one? I think it was the previous. These cards right here. Yes, burnout, restlessness is what you endured. You were distracted, so you didn't have there was a lack of introspection. You couldn't see yourself. You lost yourself. You were trapped, feeling trapped here, ignoring the warning signs because you couldn't see. You went through a lot. Rock bottom. You hit rock bottom. You were experiencing someone that was controlling. They were rigid in their ways, cold when it came to certain emotions, and they abused their power. Remember that came out again earlier with the King of Swords in reverse. Abuse of power. First thing on that card. Right? You were dealing with someone that was reckless with your Piscean Venus type of heart. They were reckless with that. Pisces and Venus, or your Venus and Pisces, that's someone that, fall in love with love. They have a fantasy. They're able to love like God loved, just super unconditional love. And just imagine someone abusing that and being reckless with that, foolish with that, careless with that. That's why both of this King energy came out. You've mastered yourself. Let me hurry up because obviously my battery is about to go out. But your spirit guides, this is the ancestors deck. Your ancestors are saying you are the Queen of Wands. You are a warrior. You are sexy. You are beautiful. You're confident. You have victory. Look at that, the Fool card. You are ready for a new beginning. And they're about to bring that in for you. So continue to take the leap of faith and be guided. Look at that, the sun. And you see what's on there? A beautiful couple. Okay. We got the 5 of Coins. You have overcome the abandonment that you felt in this relationship, and you took and then we have the Son of Coins. So Spirit says just be patient. It's coming in. They're putting together your person now with the Son of Coins here. And again, you're experiencing some abandonment. You may still feel a tug on your heart because again there was a lot of love, unconditional love there with this person. Again, this person was possibly supposed to be your person, but they didn't do their part. The Tower card in reverse, everything is falling. And I say their life is falling apart. And bottom of the deck, we got the Daughter of Wands. You gotta continue to take inspired action. And like the read from yesterday, you can't go back and lick up your throw up like a dog. You can't cough up the mucus and swallow it back like I did in the video. We've all done it, so let's not act brand new. But time out for all of that. Okay? There's no going back. You see how I exhaled there? Like, because It's bittersweet. Because you feeling this song. You know what I'm saying? Before you say, because this person, with this person, you and I, you and I can be one after all. Our love will be so strong. You and I will never stop. You and I can reach the top. I think that's what he said. This person may come in singing this to you. You think that's not going to melt your heart? But with this 5 of coins, you need to remember how they abandoned you, how they were reckless with your heart, how they were foolish with your heart, how they abused their power. And you need to be patient with yourself, because you're going to feel the feelings. You may feel the feelings, and it won't be easy, but you got to. Because it may take you back to this daughter of one's energy. You feel like, oh my gosh, back to as a kid, but you still need to take inspired action. And now is not, I don't know, maybe in the future you guys may come back together if you don't meet somebody before then. But right now is not the time, because just like it says here, they're not learning the lesson. What does it say? Heartbreak, healing, avoiding conflict, lack of growth. They're avoiding taking accountability. There's a lack of growth, lack of energy, missed opportunities, lost battles. Like, that's the energy that they're in. They're not taking the action to do the things. So you gotta walk away. But anyway, family, let's go ahead and end it before, hopefully we got sound. Because we're at 117. That's a major timestamp, but I'll keep that to myself. But yeah, I love you all, and until next time, peace.